What's up, guys? Your boys flying solo tonight, but we are going to make our predictions for Survivor Series 2024 War Games, as well as the rest of the wrestling news. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob, usually joined by my good friend Hollywood Frank. But tonight, I'm joined by this guy. He's the Paul Heyman. Good God, man, that is the worst picture of Paul Heyman ever.
Thank you.
Dude, you hear the story about how he got that look?
Yes.
He literally stayed up for like 2 days straight. And didn't sleep, didn't shower, didn't shave. Just like, dude, like say what you want about Heyman, man. That guy is committed to the bit. But what's up, brother? We ain't talking in a minute.
Yeah, not much. Just waiting to see what catches on fire next in this planet.
It's freaking crazy. The world's going batshit, man. Anyway, you can catch us here every Wednesday, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, talking about all the news and wrestling. You can also follow us on social media, crawling below, and it's in the description as well. Frank's going to work. Yeah, obviously, it's a holiday weekend. There's going to be very few people hanging around. Obviously, everybody's busy. Well, Johnny's not because he doesn't celebrate our holiday because he's a freaking pagan foreigner.
You're the pagan. I'm Catholic.
But it's understandable. Anybody that comes in and joins us, appreciate you guys being here. Leg Kick's here. He said, "Hail the Wrestling Council." What's up, Leg Kick? Appreciate you being here, brother. But yeah, a lot going on this week. I'm talking about we're obviously we just got done with AEW Full Gear. Me and Frank will be going over that next week. We've got Survivor Series War Games coming up in a couple of days. Talk about that. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very busy weekend. But what do you guys like? You guys don't have anything like Thanksgiving down there that you celebrate, do you?
No, well, we do not, in fact, have a holiday for your Native Americans getting.
No, you have anything like it or anything like that, or
no. We just ignore what we did to them.
yeah. Yeah, we just killed them and said screw it. But
actually, they traded their women for mirrors and stuff like that. So
no, it's like, oh, you've got colorful pieces of glass here. Have our people. So yeah, history's interesting when you really dig into it. But you got interested in Survivor Series this year, man? You gonna be watching since your boys in War Games?
I plan to.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Him being the fifth man.
Well, I wasn't caught by surprise. I saw, I think it was JD calling it, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's I still think it should have been another member of the Anawai family or one of the Tongans, but between him and Seth, he makes a lot more sense because he's the original Paul Heyman guy.
We're already setting this up for the future. They're gonna be against each other soon. So
oh yeah. I fully expect there to be a fallout after the match is over. But yeah, we'll get into all of our predictions and all that. And Frank sent his predictions in, so we'll talk about those. Actually, let me pull those up on my phone. Before we do that, go ahead and do our favorite segment, a little something we like to call the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there was some good, and there was some bad, and there was some ugly this week. Frank sent me in his. Let me pull his up here, and I will share it with y'all's. So Frank's good. The return of Paul Heyman with Punk added to Team OTC. Yeah, like I said, I'm not mad at it. Like, I still think it would have been better if it had been Hikuleo or someone like that. But it is what it is. He does. He's got a lot more connective tissue, with the connection to Heyman and all that. So I don't have a problem with that. The bad Jade Cargill
Well, he doesn't
injury.
get hurt.
Yeah. Jade Cargill's injury. That's anywhere from 3 months to a year on the shelf. Yeah, that's actually on my bad as well. They did a bunch of kayfabe stuff about what her injury was. From what I understand, the actual real injury is she suffered a torn meniscus. And depending on that's that ain't a good one, man. And depending on the severity of it, she could be on the shelf anywhere from 3 months to a year. So that's not good. And then his ugly Naomi's outfit on Raw last night. Why does she need lights like that on her jacket? It's very annoying. I mean, it's Jericho level of annoying. I mean, her whole thing was like neon and shit for years. So it's distracting, but I don't know if that'd be the worst thing about the worst thing of the week. But that's Frank's GBU. My GBU, my good. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. 100% the best match from Full Gear. Will Ospreay continues to show why he was the most sought after free agent last year. That match that match went exactly the way it had to be. This is the match that's going to make Kyle Fletcher. So, awesome match. Loved the hell out of it. Thought it was the perfect ending. Kyle Fletcher is going to be a friggin' star. Also announced the Continental Classic tournament brackets. We're finally figuring out if we're actually going to have a freaking Continental Classic this year, and we got the brackets, and they're looking pretty good, man. There's going to be some good ones. The Gold League is Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Brody King, and Juice Robinson. There's some really good matchups there. The Blue League, Kazuchika Okada, last year's winner. Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, Mark Briscoe. Actually, no, Eddie Kingston was the original tournament winner, wasn't he? Yeah, that's right. And then he was the original tournament winner. So I was wrong on that. Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, Mark Briscoe, Shelton Benjamin, the Beast Mortos. So there's some good matchups there. And whoever wins each bracket, I mean, we could get Ospreay versus Okada, which would be dope as shit. Ricochet versus Kyle Fletcher, Brody King versus Shelton Benjamin. There's a lot of really good matchups in this. So it's good. It's a good lineup. It's a good lineup. I kind of wish there would have been a few maybe lesser known guys in this, but
I don't. They can't really afford that right now.
Yeah, the situation that they're in, going with a heavy lineup is probably better. I just think that there's better people than Daniel Garcia to be putting in there. But no, it's a good lineup. Should be a lot of fun. I fully expect Ospreay. Like, I'm predicting Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher are going to win this. And it's going to be Ospreay versus Fletcher too, and then maybe Ospreay gets the win back or something. I don't know. But yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. So that's my good. My bad. I also had Jade Cargill out with her injury, anywhere from 3 months to a year. Like I said, they believe it was a torn meniscus. It's unfortunate, but she's young, she's strong. Hopefully it's not as bad and she'll be back sooner rather than later. But my ugly dude, did you see Ricky Starks on Insight with Chris Van Vliet?
Yeah, I saw the important bits.
Yeah, this boy, man, this thing set the IWC on fire. I mean, absolutely nuclear. All kinds of speculation, some highlights of it. He said he doesn't know why he's been sitting at home. He says he's healthy. He's been ready to go forever. There's a whole lot of speculation. I know JD says that it was because he was upset that he's Cody and CM Punk's boy. Issues like that. On the flip side, there are some people saying that Starks is being a diva because he got it. He's, like I said, he's their boy and he wants to go to WWE. So that's why he's been refusing any of the creative that they've been giving him, because according to the reports, they have been approaching him with creative and he's just been shooting it all down. The reality, nobody knows. Personally, I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. It's a little bit of everything, which is, what it usually is. But yeah, it was a good interview. Giving a lot of insight. There was a couple things that came up, like the situation between him and Edge, and about that exchange that they had, where a lot of people felt like that was more of a shoot than a work. But yeah, it's good. It's a good interview. Go check it out, guys. But the reality of the situation is we don't know. None of us really know what's going on. So, end of the day, one day we'll find out. But right now, it's all speculation. I honestly think it's a little bit of both. I think he's ready to go, and if they gave him something that he really that he could really sink his teeth into, he would probably take it. But I also think that he's the writing's on the wall. I think he's going to WWE. So we'll see. But it's been interesting to watch the freaking IWC just melt down as usual. So, but real quick, leg kick community says ugly. The false rumor Jade Cargill has blood cancer. People are stupid. Yeah, I saw that. That's people, dude. That's the thing about social media. It's both a bane and a boon to mankind. It's a boon because it's given everybody a voice. It's a bane because it's given everybody a voice, and a lot of people are using it to say dumb shit. So, what I understand, though, like I said, is that her injury was a torn meniscus. So, Big Daddy's coming in and saying, hey, yo, Big Daddy, appreciate you being here.
Hey, yo.
Big Daddy's been doing a lot of content, guys. Go check it out over on his channel, Guardian of Chaos. Original Learning Tree. Chris Jericho can suck the pipe. But yeah, it's been a weird week, man. But I don't want to bury the lead too much. So that's our GBU. You got anything you want to add, man?
Just glad the worst TNT title reign in history is over.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Tony Khan, the only person that he has to blame for that whole storyline shit in the bed is himself, because he hamstrung that thing right from the start. First of all, I actually kind of like Jack Perry. I just don't think he was anywhere ready for the singles title scene. And when he did that thing where they beat him up and he was supposed to be gone, and it's supposed to be the corporate elite, and he's literally back on TV 2 weeks later. And the whole reason he did it was because it's because of ego. He's like, he didn't want anybody to think that anybody else was in charge of creative in AEW, which that's just freaking billionaire narcissist BS. So that thing was hamstrung from the start, and it died a slow and excruciating death. But thankfully it's over. The Bucks are already, dude, everyone's going back to New Japan. Freaking Kenny's going to have a match in New Japan before he comes back to AEW. Bucks are going to have a match at Wrestle Dynasty, which is day 2 of Wrestle Kingdom. They're going to fight for the IWGP tag belts. I'm going to tell you what, man. I might be reading into it, but I get the feeling that when their contracts are up with AEW, they might be going back to New Japan to finish out. Because it's just weird that they're all going to be in New Japan, and they're leaving AEW to their own devices. So, but maybe it's just me.
For them. Not much left for them.
Well, it's not that there's not anything left for him. Hey, there's Frank. How's the work, Frank? Frank's getting Thanksgiving dinners ready for everybody. So he couldn't be here tonight, but he sent me his GBU. He sent me his predictions as well. We'll be going over all that stuff. But did you watch any of Full Gear?
I watched the final thing because I wanted to see if it was true that they did a go home and go in the end of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that ending was weird. I kind of understand what they were going for. I just don't think it landed the way that they wanted to. And that's one of the big things. See, that's been the story of AEW for like the last year and a half, man. Is the matches are good, are usually great to good. The in-ring action is great. They've got amazing talent there, but the storyline and the build for all of it it's very hit or miss, and lately it's been more miss than hit. The Swerve Strickland Hurt Syndicate stuff that's been okay, and the Osprey stuff with Osprey Fletcher, that was good. Outside of that, though, man, everything else has been kind of weak sauce, in my personal opinion. So, but yeah, and then there's news coming out with them having to change venues in Australia because the ticket sales aren't what they want it to be. Hopefully, like we were talking about it on online. Hopefully, this is a wake up call. This will be a wake up call that Tony Khan needs and realizes, hey, man, like it's for a company this young, he can't afford to act like Vince McMahon, where Vince McMahon was booking for an audience of one for the last 5 or 6 years that he was there. They don't have that kind of cachet that WWE has. They can't weather the storm. And for a company that's this young, that's only 5 years old like this, if you ain't growing, you're dying. And right now, they ain't growing. So they need to do an about face pretty quick. So hopefully they get their creative heads on straight, and Tony takes a good hard look at himself and makes the turn. But it's either that or he's going to go the way of people like Dixie Carter. So hopefully that's not the case.
He has more money to waste.
Yeah. Does he really though? Because it's mostly his dad's money. And his dad's got a lot of money, but I guarantee you, old Shao Kahn, and he's not real happy about losing money. So, we'll see. I'm not rooting for him to fail. I want him to figure it out. But Tony's going to have to take a good long look at himself, and whether or not he has the backbone to do it remains to be seen. But all right, let's go ahead and get into our prediction. Hey, Miss Saren. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, Miss Saren. Appreciate you being here. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, it's hopefully everyone's going to have a good holiday. But so Survivor Series, the announced the matches so far. We've got for the United States Championship, LA Knight, who's the champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I would really like to see Nakamura win this. I'll be honest with you. I think the guild is off the lily with LA Knight. I think the ship has sailed on him. He's still over, but he's not as nuclear hot as he was before. But and Shinsuke's not going to be around for much longer. Guy's getting up there. Let me see, how old is he? See, Shinsuke Nakamura. He's 44 years old, so he's got maybe like one good run left in him, like another 4-year run maybe. Then again, man, a lot of New Japan guys, man, they stick around forever. I mean, look at Yuji Nagata. That dude's been, he was there. He's still there. So, but I just feel like, WWE kind of dropped the ball a little bit on Nakamura, and he could do with a run. What do you think?
I don't think he's getting it though.
I don't either. I want him to, but I don't think he is. Frank doesn't either. He's picking LA Knight to win this. I'm picking LA Knight to win this. This is one of those matches though where I would really like to be wrong. Because I really like Nakamura. I think Nakamura is an amazing talent. So, but U.S. title, and we'll see. It'll be a good match. Nakamura doesn't usually have bad matches. So, switching up to the Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. Some people are saying that they think this is Kaiser's night, man. That this is going to be a setup for him to challenge Gunther.
If they want to do that, a three-way is a way to do it.
Yeah, because then they could protect they could protect Braun in this, where it's like, he doesn't have to beat Braun, he just has to beat Sheamus. I think the majority of the match is going to be Braun versus Sheamus, and then Ludwig's going to be like there picking his shots. I personally wouldn't take the belt off of Braun Breaker. I think switching the belt in and out that quickly isn't a good idea. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving, you filthy animals. That kick said he was the most popular guy coming out of NXT until he got to the main card. Yeah, and it was Vince. It was Vince that killed his momentum. So it's just like Vince, like LA Knight when he came up from NXT. He was nuclear hot too, and Vince turned him into Max Dupree, the maximum male models.
I won't hear slander about Vince's booking of an NXT guy. It's always great. Just look at Karrion Kross.
Oh my God! Carrying the Gimp Cross, dude. All right, can you hear me?
Now again.
My friggin' the hell, man. Camera.
Your face is frozen on my end, though.
Yeah, it did the freeze up thing. Mike Yeti. Okay, that's good. Let me see here. Logitech webcam. Yeah, it's my thing's acting up. So, but you cancel that. And cancel that. But yeah, it's the hell. Sorry about this, guys. Got to figure this out. But yeah, I'm picking Braun to win this. So is Frank. I think it's too soon to take that belt off of him. And if you do that thing where you're switching your what's supposed to be your number 2 belt, although there's the argument for Gunther's world title belt. If you're switching those out, left and right, you're asking for trouble. So I'm a long title reigns guy. So hopefully they don't screw this up. There we go. We're back. Apologies for that, everybody. But you got Braun Breaker in this one, man?
Yes.
Yeah. And Braun's a feature star, man. And I like Ludwig Kaiser, but yeah, Braun Breaker's he's one of their featured top guys. So you gotta keep building them up. All right. The World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Damian Priest. Dude, I am not a fan of what they're doing with Gunther right now. Shut up. This tweener version of Gunther just doesn't work for me. Gunther is best when he's just friggin' he's this sadistic, the ring general, like they always talked about him, sadistic, mean, just murdering, just murking people. And this thing where he's it's one thing for him to be like, this ring is sacred and all that stuff's fine. But this thing where he's being this honorable dude, and dude, that look that he had on his face when Damian Priest hit him with his the razor's edge, dude, that was awful. That was awful. That being said, I don't think they take the belt off of Gunther. I think they leave it on him. I think it's possible that they run this back again down the line. But I got Gunther winning this. I don't want them to take the belt off him yet. And man, I really hope that they move away from this tweener thing, because it just ain't working. And everybody that I'm seeing posting online, they agree with me. He's best when it's just, like I said, he's a natural heel, and he's always been a heel. So just because he's popular doesn't mean you turn him face. You make him that guy that everybody loves to hate, which is where he works best. And so I got Gunther winning this. Frank's got Gunther winning this. What do you think, man?
Me too.
Yeah, it needs to be. It really does. Next up, women's War Games. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Naomi, and Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Nobody gives a shit. Here's the thing. You've got some of the best talent in women wrestling in this match. You've got Rhea Ripley, you've got Bianca Belair, you've got Bayley, you've got Io Sky, you've got Raquel Rodriguez, you've got Tiffany Stratton, and then you've got serviceable people in Naomi, Candice LeRae, Nia Jax. She hasn't hurt anybody lately. But the buildup for this has been absolutely crap. It has been outside of Rhea and Liv, and kind of secondarily Raquel, because she's part of the Judgment Day 2.0. Or at this point, though, it probably like 3.0, because 2.0 would have been the one with Edge. 1.0 would have been the one with Edge. Dude, the build-up for this, nobody gives a shit. Like, literally nobody cares. Rhea, I see people getting pissed off that Rhea's being booked as like unstoppable. I don't necessarily have a problem with her being dominant, because look at her, dude. She's outside of Raquel, she's bigger and stronger than pretty much everybody. With the exception of maybe Bianca, but and Nia Jax, but Nia doesn't have anywhere near her athleticism. So I don't have a problem with them booking her dominant, but when she runs into Raquel, Raquel should be her ultimate foil. Liv is her nemesis, but Raquel should be the weapon that Liv is using to counteract Rhea. But this thing where she leaves, she gets injured, and she comes back, and then she comes back, and this is getting old, man. They need something new here. Because outside of Rhea and Liv running it back for what is this, the fourth time? I think. Jade's out. Jade's injured. So that ain't gonna happen in a while. Eric Tate, appreciate you being here, man. He said, I think CM Punk will turn heel at the pay-per-view. That's possible. That's something that I was thinking about, and that could lead to him challenging Roman and potentially even Cody. But this match, it's a War Games match, so it's gonna be freaking batshit all over the place. But you've got good people in this match. But just like we were talking about with AEW, where you can have amazing in-ring action, but if the storyline and the booking doesn't connect, you're losing that connective tissue between them. And with that, that's how you get the best storylines. That's how you get the best reactions that's how you get people invested. You've got to have that connective tissue between story and in-ring action. And right now, AEW, for the most part, isn't doing that. This match in WWE, this match might be the weakest booking that they've done. And in reality, the women's division on a whole has been pretty weak. And that's one of the places, that's one of the few places I think Hunter's run in WWE has not lived up to snuff. They need some work on their women's division. The NXT women's division is better right now than the main roster as far as their storylines and everything's concerned. So it'll be an interesting match. It'll be a fun match. Like I said, they've got all their big stars in here. It's just not like I said, that the don't give a shit factor, This is, it's not, Chris Jericho learning tree bad. Like I'm not going to get up and take a crap in the middle, when the match comes on. But it just, there isn't anywhere near the build for this as there was for the men's war game.
I'll take it.
Like I said, it'll be a decent match. It's just it's not connecting. The women's division just isn't connecting, period, right now. Outside of Rhea and Liv. It just isn't. All right, so that brings us to the main event. Bloodline, the OG Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk, the best in the world. The original Paul Heyman guy versus Bloodline 2.0. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and then Bronson Reed. I personally, and here's the thing, I love Bronson Reed. I'm glad this dude is getting the push that he's getting. Like I said, man, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think this guy is the second coming of guys like Bam Bam Bigelow. I love that he's being portrayed as a monster. He's killing people. Love the push he's getting. They didn't need to go 5-man. They could have gone 4. All right. Now I understand that War Games is traditionally 5-on-5. I get it. Nobody needed a 5th man in this. Okay. So me personally, if you're gonna do a 5th man, I would have pulled somebody from one of the Tongans or somebody from the Anawai family. That being said, Bronson Reed should make it fun. CM Punk, I believe they're, like people are saying, they're building storyline with this. The connective tissue between him and Paul Heyman makes him a better choice than Seth Rollins. Because if they had gone with Seth Rollins, I'd have been like, this is freaking stupid. Which women's team is winning? Yeah, we didn't say shit. I didn't say who was winning, did I? Frank thinks Liv's team is winning.
I think someone's pinning Liv to justify a title match.
You think you think Rhea's gonna win?
Or someone else, but I think the faces take this one.
You think the face is gonna win this one?
Yeah.
I think so too, because Rhea has lost the last really when it comes to her and Liv, she's been on the losing end of it for the most part. So I think the faces get this one as well. But I do think you're right. I think they're going to set up a couple different women's matches with this. I also think we're going to finally get Tiffany Stratton cashing in that friggin' Money in the Bank. I think she's going to finally cash that in, and I think it's going to be on Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax is going to get laid out, and Tiffany Stratton at the end of the match is going to cash it in, and And matter of fact, I think that might be how the baby faces win. I think the baby faces are going to take advantage of. She's gonna Nia Jax is gonna get laid out, and instead of helping her team win War Games, Tiffany Stratton's gonna cash in the case. She's gonna pin Nia Jax. She's gonna win the title, and everyone's gonna freak out about it. And then in the course of the chaos, that's when the faces are gonna win. I think that's what's gonna happen. Frank says he thinks Naomi's going to turn heel. That's possible. That's very possible. They don't have, outside of, really, you look at the heels, man. You've got Liv, Nia, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae doesn't really factor into this very much. Tiffany Stratton's going to be having a thing with Nia Jax. So outside of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, they're just using they're Camilleing her. They're doing the same thing with her that they're doing to Camille in AEW, which is not good. So, you need some new blood as far as heels are concerned. So I wouldn't be mad at Naomi going heel, but we'll see. But to get back to the sorry about that. Yeah, back to the men's side of things. What's the surprise that's going to happen in this? I think so. Bloodline 2.0 has been on the winning end of things so far, overall. And I think they needed to do that to lend legitimacy to them as being a credible threat. But I think here we're going to get, this is where Bloodline, the OG Bloodline is going to come out on top. And honestly, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be drama between Jacob Fatu and Bronson Reed. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's going to be the Achilles heel for Bloodline 2.0. Because Bronson Reed is kind of he's kind of a wild card,
If the finish is both guys that are not from the family, then we just can keep this going.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is I think Roman is going to beat Solo. It's going to be, regardless of who takes him down, the pin is going to be Roman over Solo, and he's going to get the necklace back. He's going to be the tribal chief again, and then we're going to get this big thing with what happens now. And but I also think that what Eric Tate said, I think he's right about this. I think Punk is going to turn on Roman at the end of this. And I think Heyman is going to turn on him too. I think it's good. And I also think, because here's the other thing. There's a very real possibility that Brock Lesnar comes back in this match. There's a very real possibility that he comes back. And you're going to have the two Paul Heyman guys that are going to, like Heyman doesn't want Solo to be the tribal chief, but I think he's also holding resentment against Roman because Roman basically abandoned him. And I think that's kind of what they're going to go for in this. That's what my gut's telling me. I could be completely wrong in this, and I probably will be wrong. When I get too in depth into a storyline like this, and I start picking it apart like that, I usually end up being wrong for at least part of it. Or it could be that Punk, Heyman doesn't turn on them, but Punk does. Because I honestly think that that's going to happen because they've been kind of hinting at Punk going rogue for a while, little tiny little things here and there, and I think this is the time to pull the trigger because honestly, heel Punk is the best Punk, and Roman is a face right now, and if it's going to be him versus Roman, or if they're going to set it up between with I think it's going to end up being Punk versus Seth as well. Everything leading up to the future is going to be Punk versus one of the faces, and to do that you got to turn him heel. So I think Roman gets the win, but I think right after that, I think Punk turns on him, and we might see the return of Brock Lesnar, who helps equalize it. I think it would be better if Heyman was basically getting the band back together as far as his stable is concerned, but we'll see. The interesting thing though is what happens, where they go from this though. Does Roman winning, does he reform the family? Does Solo and Jacob and Tama Tonga Loa continue to be a foil against them? Where do they go? I really don't know. But as far as the setup going forward from this, I think that's the plan. I think CM Punk going to turn heel. We're going to get him versus Roman, and then eventually him versus Seth. But I'm picking Roman to win this one.
Mm-hmm.
Frank's picking the OTC bloodline, which is the original bloodline as well. What do you got, man? What do you think?
I agree with you on everything but Brock coming back.
Brock might not come back, but they've been talking. They want him to come back. They've been dying for him to come back. And to be honest, if you're going to bring him back, having him come back and murk freaking Roman, which is a callback to the feud that they had. And then you could have the whole thing where it was Heyman was trying to protect Roman from Brock, and then he turned on Brock. Maybe we're gonna get the same thing, or maybe Heyman's gonna be stuck in the middle, and they're gonna this. They gotta do something besides Solo, because Solo's gotten a lot better in the last few months. He's not on the same level as the guys that Roman's faced before. And the internal bloodline strife, I don't know if that's something you can keep pushing down the line. So something's got to come out of this other than, just a continuation of Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. And also it's like, where's Bronson Reed going to factor into this? I really think they're setting up Jacob Fatu versus Bronson Reed. Which will be friggin' dope as shit if they do. But anyway, guys, there's our predictions. It was, the show's gonna be a little short this week. Like I said, everybody's busy. Like my family's upstairs right now. We're all getting everything ready. And they're gonna need me, so probably gonna wrap it up there. But that's our predictions for Survivor Series. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. If they don't have William Regal announcing War Games on this friggin' show, I'm gonna be so upset. They had Rhea Ripley come out and try to do the War Games, and it just wasn't there, man. You're not gonna beat this.
War Games of War Games. War Games! War Games!
War Games! It writes itself. Come on. Jeez, he's not doing anything else. He's just there helping the young guys. Bring him on. Dude, if he came out at the beginning of that show, or at the beginning of the men's War Games match, and he announced War Games, that friggin' crowd would lose their shit.
Yeah, don't bet on it.
I know it sucks. It should happen, but it's not going to. I love that guy, man, dude. Why did he go back if they're not? Why did he go back to WWE? No, I know why he went back to WWE because he and Hunter are really tight, and he's over there helping develop their young people, and it's where he wants to be. But man, why that dude isn't on the air doing something doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't want to.
Is Survivor Series going to be 4 hours? I don't think so. I think it's going to be 3.5. Because there's only 5 matches. There's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 matches. There's the U.S. Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, and then the 2 War Games matches. So there's only 5 matches. The War Games matches will be the longest. The men's War Games will probably be at least 40. I'm saying it'll be at least 45 minutes. So I don't think it'll be 4 hours. I think it'll be more like 3.5. That's been the kind of the sweet spot for WWE. Has been about 3.5 hours.
Other companies could learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah. When Frank's here next week, we're going to talk about Full Gear because, good God, that was a long show, man. Couple really good matches on there. Some good wrestling, but like I said, a lot of not giving a crap. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys all being here. Guys, have a great holiday. Everybody take care of yourself. Johnny, appreciate you hanging out with me, man. Frank, be safe, man. Don't work too hard, brother. Eric Tate, leg kick. Maldacito, because I know he's around here somewhere. Big Daddy, Guardian of Chaos. Guys, make sure you go check out Big Daddy's channel. Great stuff over there. And everybody have a good holiday, and I will see you guys next week. Miss Saren, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot. Appreciate you all, guys. Be safe. Take care. Bye.